When it comes to WWE heel characters, Dominik Mysterio is up there with the worst of them. Whenever he enters the ring or attempts to do a promo, wrestling fans can't help but boo. Rey Mysterio, the father of the Judgment Day member, recently spilled the beans on what the fans find offensive about his son, who is 27 years old. One of the most popular babyfaces in WWE, Dirty Dom turned heel at Clash at the Castle 2022 and betrayed his father. As he became a member of the Judgment Day, the pressure from his admirers mounted with each performance. Rey Mysterio said on a recent episode of Cheap Heat with Peter Rosenberg that the younger Mysterio's contempt for his father was the main reason why people disliked him. But the WWE Hall of Famer continued by saying that Dominik's mustache is the reason why people despise him right now. The fact that Rey despised his son's mustache was also made public. The year 2023 saw Rey Mysterio's induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. As the veteran was inducted into the Hall of Fame, his son, Dominik Mysterio, left the stadium. The actual reason for the walkout was disclosed by Dominik Mysterio on a recent interview on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Claiming he didn't think his father deserved the title, the former NXT North American champion hit back at Rey. Rey Mysterio faced up against Dominik Mysterio in a singles match at WrestleMania 39 the night after his Hall of Fame induction. The victory was achieved by the seasoned player, who demonstrated his expertise. The relationship between Rey Mysterio and his son, Dominik Mysterio, has been one of the most fascinating family relationships in professional wrestling. Everyone has been on an emotional roller coaster with Dominik and the Judgment Day from his rookie year until his devastating betrayal of his father to join the group. Even though Rey is still a fan favorite, Dominik is now widely considered to be one of the most hated heels in WWE history. Rey recently discussed the reasons behind WWE fans' intense animosity towards Dominik, providing insight into the complex dynamics of their storyline and how his son's metamorphosis has captivated the WWE Universe. In this article, we will delve into Rey's mind, the ascent of Dominik to villain status, and the reasons why the fans' contempt is evidence of his character's success. To really grasp Rey's perspective, one must return to the event that ignited the WWE Universe's animosity for Dominik. In a shocking move during Clash at the Castle 2022, Dominik joined forces with the Judgment Day and attacked his father and Edge. This betrayal was more than just another, it was an intimate act that severed the tie between a father and son. Fans had seen Rey guide and encourage Dominik for a long time, even as he battled to establish himself in the ring. Because the WWE Universe had welcomed Dominik as an heir to Rey's heritage, the treachery hit both of them like a ton of bricks. According to Rey, when Dominik turned on me, it wasn't just a wrestling storyline, it was personal for the fans. This is something that Rey himself admits. They have seen his whole life in this industry. Seeing him treat me with such contempt was painful for both of us. The on- and off-screen complications of Rey Mysterio's relationship with Dominik have been discussed extensively by the actor. Rey claims that the animosity against Dominik is due to their differences in personality, as well as his recent display of arrogance and treachery. 1. A deep cut from the betrayal. According to Rey, Dominik's heel turn was more noticeable because of the father-son interaction. The audience saw Rey as the archetypal underdog, a guy who had defied all odds to become famous. An important aspect of his personality was his unwavering commitment to his loved ones. The betrayal by Dominik seemed like a breach of trust and made him the archenemy of the people. Fans adore dedication, Rey clarifies. There was no longer any hope of a father and son standing side by side, once Dominic turned his back on me. Because everyone could see how much it affected me, both as a wrestler and a father, it infuriated them. Dominic's hubris, the haughty, arrogant attitude that Dominic has taken on since being a part of the Judgment Day, annoys viewers. His cynical advertising, rude demeanor, and incessant dependence on others to get victories have become him a prime target for jeers. This haughtiness, according to Ray, is what makes Dominic so hot. At this point in time, he behaves as if he is untouchable and needs no one. People find his attitude irritating, since they are aware that he wouldn't have achieved his success without my assistance. 3. Rey Mysterio's shadow. Even Dominic's turn brought the son and father into sharp contrast with one another. Rey has won over admirers for decades with his modesty, work ethic, and reverence for the industry. When it comes to Rey's principles and legacy, Dominic has gone to great lengths to be the polar opposite of his father. I think part of why fans hate him so much is because they see how different he's become from me, according to Ray. I've always tried to be a role model in and out of the ring, and now Dominic is showing everyone the exact opposite. Fans also despise Dominic because of his part in the Judgment Day. The other stars of the group, including Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, frequently shield the youngest member of the faction, Dominic, from harm and help him win battles. His audience hates him even more because of how he looks weak and cowardly because of his dependence. He hides behind the Judgment Day, Ray admits, recognizing this dynamic. It annoys his fans that he can't manage everything by himself. Everyone is rooting for him to take a risk and show himself, but he always opts for the safe route. So far, the tale has succeeded in depicting Dominic's metamorphosis, booing and all. Even if that made him unlikable, Dominic was determined to be the villain, and Ray gave him credit for that. The shouts, taunts, and insults hurled at him by the supporters have only served to strengthen his character. Doing it at such a young age is no easy feat. It's also clear that Dominic has improved as a performer. Despite being often cut off by deafening boos, his in-ring performance has become better, and he has grown more assured in his promos. Even though it hurts to see his kid disliked, Ray is pleased with how Dominic has risen to the challenge, he says. Seeing him booed like Wwe is tough for a parent. However, I take great pride in my accomplishments as a wrestler. That's his job. What this industry is all about, making people feel something so naturally, his detractors despise him. Although their rivalry has been entertaining to watch on film, Ray has been open about the strain it has had on their relationship off-screen. In situations involving one's family, the boundaries between fact and fiction tend to become more porous. Although it's not possible to separate the two, Ray acknowledges that working opposite Dominic has been emotionally difficult. It hurts to watch him in the ring making those comments about me. But I can tell you that it's necessary for the plot we're selling. I adore him no matter what, he's still my son. In spite of everything, Ray thinks their plot has helped them get closer. This has required more communication than ever before, he says. The distance between us has shrunk, despite how it may seem on TV. Next episode should be as intense as WWE keeps building the rivalry between Dominic and Ray. Dominic still has a lot to learn from Ray, the wrestler and father. I've been really lenient with him, but there's a limit. If he persists in showing me disrespect, I will remind him of the reason I am still known as Rey Mysterio. While everything is happening, Ray knows that Dominic's tale is far from over. Assuming he can master self-sufficiency, he sees his kid as a future star in WWE. Dominic is really talented. All of my efforts and all of our matches have been toward his future success. He will see that in retrospect.